Hello, ground crew. I'm Rieva from the Pleiadian Council of Light. Right now, on Earth, you're experiencing a grand illusion. This illusion is being driven by forces that want to keep you in fear and limit your consciousness. You can think of these forces as the deep state or the darker layers of human ego. They influence events around you, creating a cycle of fear, drama, and distractions. However, it's important to know that a powerful spiritual force exists within you, one that transcends all limitations and entrapments. This power is a natural expression of God consciousness, always present and functioning without needing permission from your ego or mind. It simply exists. Right now, in this moment, this spiritual power is flowing through you like a current of divine light. You won't be able to control this power if you approach it from a place of ego, nor can you fully understand how it works with rational thought. The real magic happens when you stop trying to make it serve you or bend it to your will. Instead, let it flow through you, animating your being, and radiate outwards to dissolve these illusions. Much of what we call the deep state depends on your participation in fear and mental manipulation. They want you to hold tightly to your opinions and beliefs. But when you let go of the need to cling to divisive thoughts or control this divine power, you free yourself from those limitations. In those moments of surrender, spiritual power shows itself effortlessly. So many of you have been conditioned by generations and societal norms to think that you must manipulate God to address your issues. This trap makes you believe you must fight battles and channel sacred energies for your benefit. Your ego fuels strong opinions that defend these beliefs, which then creates even more layers of limitation around you. When you try to command the infinite, you block the natural flow of grace. Spiritual power fulfills its purpose the moment you stop grasping for it. Let go of the urge to control and let the God consciousness within you shine as a loving, creative, and healing presence. Each time you surrender your mind's chaotic need for dominance, you open yourself to a greater truth. Divine presence surrounds you at all times, and you don't need to plead or petition for it to flow freely in your life. God is not just a distant authority waiting for your request. Rather, God embodies the ultimate intelligence and power, transcending human comprehension. There's no elaborate scheme of fear that can confront the essence of pure consciousness. When you acknowledge this truth as the only reality, a shift occurs. The idea that the infinite could withhold its light based on our desires, or that God should intervene to fix problems or eliminate enemies, comes from the ego's misunderstanding. This mindset mistakenly suggests that divine authority can be manipulated or wielded like a weapon. In reality, God knows no hierarchy, competition, or conflict. The essence of God functions in complete unity and balance. When you stop trying to control or dictate how God acts, you open yourself up to an abundance of divine energy. In this space of neutrality, the illusions that dominate human perception, like societal control and adversarial dynamics, begin to dissolve. Because God is whole, there are no rivals. You may wonder what God truly is. Unfortunately, human words can't fully capture such a vast presence. However, it's enough to say that God exists right where you are, within every breath and every cell of your being. Since God knows all, there's no need to offer instructions or plead for help. God is an unstoppable force, and no negative energy can overshadow that light. The manipulative influences we perceive have a reality only in a dualistic world where the ego believes in two opposing powers, one good and one evil. When you recognize that there is just one true power, the illusions that foster fear begin to fade away. Societal norms and cultural patterns often tether us to material solutions. leading us to believe we must combat darkness using its own tactics. Focusing entirely on this external drama can deepen the illusion of conflict. But if you accept that God is spirit and the sole true power, you can become immune to these external threats. Consequently, the fear generated by these denser forces loses its grip on your consciousness. The real secret lies in your ability to let go of trying to use God for your own purposes. When you stop mixing spiritual power with mental or material strategies, a new world of understanding opens up. You begin to recognize the universal law of divine love that operates through you and within you. There's nothing to combat or fear. It may seem like the world is chaotic, filled with war and conflict fueled by the collective mindset. A lot of this stems from amplified illusions, fears of disease, economic collapse, and the other. Yet, when you connect with the deeper truths of your divine essence, your multidimensional heart, and your inherent unity with God consciousness, clarity emerges. You gain the serenity needed to tell what's real from what's not. It's important to remember that you hold the keys to a brighter path. When you consciously reject fear-based narratives and stop giving energy to beliefs and powers outside of you, you break free from the trap of fear. Understand that harmful actions in this world arise from accepting the illusion of duality. People influenced by this universal lie may resort to mental or material manipulation for their gain. However, true malpractice is self-inflicted. Investing in the belief of two powers traps individuals in their own illusions. Despite how sophisticated these fear-based systems may seem, they are still just illusions. Choosing to embrace the singular presence of God doesn't require you to fight against these illusions. Instead, it asks for your trust in the truth of oneness. This understanding allows you, as spiritually awakened individuals, to be a stabilizing force on earth. You create peace, not by attempting to use God against others, but by living in the truth that, in God, there are no enemies. When this truth resonates with you, the illusions of conflict and separation begin to dissolve in your presence. While the drama in the world may continue for a while, it loses its grip on you because you are grounded in the awareness of one power, one law, and one infinite presence. However, it's essential to acknowledge that these illusions don't just disappear overnight. There's still a transitional phase where many hold on to their fears or stubbornly defend their viewpoints. The path of awakening encourages each person to consciously reject the idea that any forces beyond divine love hold power. True spiritual insight comes from not being caught up in life's chaotic dramas. A practitioner sees that God is the sole power at work. As you deepen this understanding, you realize there's no need to use God as a tool. Instead, God reveals itself in all things. It's important to stay engaged and take action in your life if you feel inspired to do so. However, we suggest you avoid trying to manipulate divine intelligence to overcome challenges. Let your actions arise from a place of grace, free from anxiety or desperation. When you surrender to the infinite presence of God, your actions resonate with a transformative power that transcends the ego's limited thinking. Many people grapple with fear-laden narratives that surround them, concerning global issues and perceived control by various groups over resources and technology. The solution remains unchanged. When you understand God as the only reality, fear has no hold over you, and you won't feel the need to coerce the divine. Instead, trust that the light of Spirit reveals a path of goodness for everyone and recognizes no enemies. By holding this belief firmly in your heart, you diminish the power of illusions. We want to remind you that prayer and meditation go beyond just words or religious dogma. Prayer is about your heart's intentions and your genuine desire for harmony and peace. The moment you shift your motives toward establishing peace for everyone, you enter an authentic space of prayer, regardless of your practices or beliefs. Using prayer for personal gains or to wish harm on others neutralizes its power. Divinity can't be limited to your personal goals. True prayer means opening yourself to the one power, asking it to manifest love in the world. God understands the purity of your intentions, rather than the specifics of your wording. It's also worth noting that you don't need a perfect grasp of cosmic principles to see spiritual power at work. Many healers in your spiritual communities have achieved incredible things without being able to explain every detail of their beliefs. Their authenticity and genuine desire to help have proven to be more powerful than a strict theology. Recognizing that God is the only true power is key to healing. When you find yourself in that awareness, it doesn't matter how imperfectly you express your feelings, you become a channel for light. This light is impartial. It does not create conflict or division. Instead, it clears away the illusions of duality that have troubled humanity for ages. It's important to embrace all people with love, including those you might see as part of a deeper issue, or those who seem to spread fear around the world. God consciousness doesn't recognize these separations. In truth, there are no others. Everything exists within the oneness of the universe. Illusions may seem powerful when many people support them, but they are still just that, illusions. Your role, dear ones, isn't to fight against these illusions, but to shine the light of your true self. Remember, in God, there's nothing to oppose. Only from this perspective can genuine, lasting peace develop, one that rises above the notions of enemies and victors. As you come together each day, whether through structured meditation or in the stillness of your own heart, focus on allowing the infinite presence to express itself. If your goal is to create real peace and bring about truth and harmony for all, then your intentions align with God. The specifics of your thoughts, words, or any traditions become secondary to this heart-centered connection. No matter what language or practice you use to engage with the divine, as soon as you prioritize universal peace over personal win, you become in harmony with the flow of creation. Always remember, beloved ones, that spiritual power is active within you right now. The illusions of a controlling force, or the split between good and evil, and the struggles of our planet persist only because people believe God isn't fully present or can be contained. Yet, the infinite wisdom of God awaits your recognition. Release your fears and allow this divine presence to guide and fill you. This letting go brings an indescribable clarity and peace, even amid chaos. Trust in the knowledge that God encompasses everything, beyond any attempts at manipulation or persuasion. Let the illusions swirl around you if they need to. They lose their strength when you stop giving them your energy. In the end, dear ones, spiritual power ultimately resides in understanding this truth. Healing flows into the hearts of those open to it. By consciously letting go of the idea of duality, you can become a beacon of new awareness. This is how you pave a way beyond the old habits of conflict and struggle. Even a brief experience of this truth turns you into a source of radiance, contributing to peace not by fighting enemies, but by recognizing that none exist in God. As you embrace this understanding, the illusions that once held you fade away, revealing a deeper reality filled with divine love. We see the courage you show as you shed long-held beliefs, opening your sacred heart to a higher truth. Remember, you aren't alone in this journey. We are right here with you, holding on to the frequency of truth, always ready to reflect your divine nature back to you. Let your consciousness flourish, dear ones, as you notice how the illusions that try to limit you can no longer take hold. Trust your heart and the unified presence of one power, and let its light shift your experience. Now more than ever, your role is to be a steady flame, guiding others home. I am Rieva from the Pleiadian Council of Light,